being somebody who was performing for attachment and a high achiever and needing to be the best of the best and peak perform at all times, you could imagine the drive and the push behind that, right? We talked about chasing that carrot before, but where you're relentless in the pursuit, right? So that pursuit drive has taken over and it's in overdrive and it's burning you out. But it's there for a biological reason. It's desperate to find those connections, right? That it's been severed from. And the positive feedback loop in that is that if you perform well, then you're getting the accolades, but it still lands empty, right? It didn't matter, using myself as an example, and feel free for all of you to chime in if you have your own examples. It didn't matter how successful or how many gold medals I won. It didn't matter that, I was training with the Olympic coach and, had I not been injured, probably would have had an experience of attending the Olympics. It didn't matter how many times I won nationals. It didn't matter that I would get, accolades from professors or A's on my essays, or none of that mattered. It still landed very empty. It didn't matter that I had incredible birth experiences, right? That I was afraid to talk about or didn't understand, how important that was. It was just like every day. It was like, now what, now what, now what, now what, now what? It's like you never stop to actually acknowledge the impact of everything that you're in pursuit of, or acknowledge, the achievement, or, allow yourself to feel anything. Because when we're in that overdrive, that pursuit overdrive, there's no room for rest. And when we can't rest, we're not actually turning and tuning in, right? We're not with our embodied system. We're out there, next step ahead. So all of that to say, it's only been recently that I've allowed myself to rest. Mexico being one of the places that was teaching me rest, but allowing myself to rest and rest into my experiences and rest into any accomplishments or any moments in which I could celebrate or savor those glimmers, even if it was small, like just even the glimmer of enjoying the sound of the ocean lapping over me, or, the glimmer of meeting a new person in the street, or the glimmer of realizing that you've gone through the entire day in ventral vagal, right? Whatever it is. And so understanding now more, like how important integration and celebration is. And when we didn't have that mirror to us, when we didn't have, let's say, our primary environment or our primary attachment figures, if they weren't mirroring that in a genuine way, delighting in us, celebrating us, seeing us, and, really where you really feel like they're proud of you and you belong there. I know for so many of us, we just didn't get that. So it's not anchored into our DNA. So we're looking for it, but we don't even know we're looking for it until we finally experience it. And, that's what we're doing here, is that we can delight in each other.